In Gielinor, the naval industry is one that shows no mercy, and the way that people overcome those challenges is by adopting the attitude of survival by any means necessary, by being painfully aware of their surroundings. Very little room is left for these crewmen and other inhabitants of the Eastern Lands then when it comes to faith, but that is about to change when a big burly man, dressed in full Sardamus garbs and wielding a long pointed mace, enters the port. With a skill requirement of 90 prayer, Tomlin the Missionary, once known as the Cudgel of Draenor, can be seen conversing with the player, seeking to build a church for the people of this region that will cause the heathens to fall to their knees. He was sent by Brother Jared from the Edville Monastery to accomplish this goal. Even with this in mind, before setting sail, Tomlin tells us that he plans to disobey those orders and will build his church in the Skull region, where the people there will be his first flock. Upon his return, Tomlin announces that he will build on the island of Haiji, as he believes the sea orphans need faith to give them hope, and maybe more importantly, because there will be a great deal of violence for him to participate in, defending them from the purist. He continues the conversation by saying that the sea orphans have refused to help with the construction of the church, and the heathens are on strike. When Tomlin investigated the matter, he found that Zamorakian missionaries were spreading their word among the people and killing those that did not convert. The player agrees to send a ship to the Hook, to the base of operations of the Zamorakian missionaries, in order to stop the violence against the sea orphans, and Tomlin mans the assault. They were able to chase them out to Haiji and sink one of their 3 ships, a job well done. But the player wants to know more about Tomlin's past, as his aggressive nature is unsettling. The missionary had gone door to door in Draenor and beaten 11 men and women who had neglected their faith. This is the information being peddled by the Zamorakians, and is the reason the sea orphans abandoned working on the church. The sea orphans continue to deny him any help, and although the Zamorakian have backed off, a new threat has sprung. The godless purists are set to descend on Haiji with 2 ships in order to obliterate the sea orphans, to whom they claim to be abominations. The player strategizes that the best course of action would be to come at them with a full frontal counterattack, with all of their force. Upon his return, Tomlin tells the player that they successfully chased away the purists, but behind the scenes, the crew also gave word that in spite of the sea orphans not believing him, Tomlin allowed the purists through to slaughter a few of them in hopes that this would remind them how much they needed his protection. Tomlin denies these reports as lies, saying the cost was negligible and that the sea orphans are now safe, although the player is visibly upset with his actions. Tomlin feels remorseful for his violent methods of spreading his religion, and for letting some of the sea orphans die to show that they still needed him. He decides to take a pilgrimage to reflect, to an island in the Bowl region, legendary for purifying one's heart. However, he is distracted to another nearby island when he spies another fleet of purist ships, this time with the support of the Zamorakians, mounting another go at raiding Haiji. In frustration, Tomlin spouts,
"Damn those purists! Damn those pirates! Damn those practitioners of black magic and their plots! And the enemies of Saradomin gathered in the shadows, but Saradomin's light exposed their schemes, and they suffered a great and terrible vengeance."
Tomlin credits Sardamin for guidance in this and heads back to port in a hurry. The player tells Tomlin that the Zamorakians and mercenaries are harbored near the purists, to which he scoffs and calls them cowards. Tomlin says he would have asked for a ship to defend the island, but wants to take a different approach. He has a plan that will save lives and destroy a vicious evil, to which he hopes will repair his reputation on Haiji. He believes the weak link in the enemy are these mercenaries, and he intends to take advantage. He will use the gold given to him at the start of his journey by Brother Jared, to turn the mercenaries into workers to help finish building the church, as mercenaries are just hired guns with no loyalty. Whoever the highest bidder is, that's where they'll land. He hopes that he can exploit his sinful behavior by using it to create a double cross and save the sea orphans. The player agrees and sends him off. The next time we see Tomlin, he reports that the Zamorakians and Purists have been almost completely wiped out. Word of the battle reached the sea orphans, and in celebration, they helped complete the church. Many of the once skeptical orphans seemed willing to listen to him now, as he is considered a friend of the people. This is new for him, as he was used to leading with respect and fear, rather than regard. He leaves to carry on his work, and hopes to meet the player again soon. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you in the next one. Later. RuneScape. Forever.